Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and our series on this Flintlock pistol that I picked up for $40. Ironically, because I've spent 3 weeks-ish and about $100 trying to get this to run right. Now, some of those costs will be recouped because we're certainly going to be doing more stuff with black powder guns in the future. A lot of that cost was in the powder, the balls, smaller powder measures, vent picks, stuff like that. That stuff will be recouped, but I have tried everything I can do to get this to spark, and I'm not going to show you how it is in this configuration right now because we're going to talk about that in a minute. I have tried all kinds of different flints. I have tried several different things to get a spark, and I have not been able to have any luck getting a spark. With some more research, I've discovered that a lot of these guns are made with really, really cheap, crappy steel for a frizzen material, and it doesn't have near enough carbon in it to make it work. I tried just hardening it. I don't have anything to actually carburize it, but I tried hardening it by heating it up till it was cherry red, quenching it in oil, and then tempering it in the oven. Tried all that stuff, could not get this thing to make a spark. So, one other technique that I read about was taking a piece of spring steel and using this, putting it on the face. So this is 1/64 inch thick, super thin. Putting it on the face and epoxying it in place and getting spark that way. When I was polishing off the that blackish surface to get bare metal, was getting tons of sparks off of the sandpaper, off of the Dremel tool. So I thought, oh, we might actually have something. I could not get the angle of the cock to strike it well enough that the flint wouldn't just bite in and not go anywhere. I've determined that this lock is inherently flawed, so we're not going to spend too much more time and effort on it. Today is one last effort to get the gun to fire, and I don't care how we do it. I have just taken a torch and touched to the priming charge and got it to fire that way, but I actually want to make it fire with the trigger, and I think I found a way to do that. This is going to be turning the Flintlock into a matchlock. No, not the old, nice sort of matchlock you might think. I'm actually putting a strike anywhere match into the cock jaws and striking a striker on the frizzen. I've got this tension loosened down just a bit, and I've actually tried this a couple of times and it looks like it's going to work. All I want to do is get this to fire 2 or 3 times, put it back together so it looks like it should, and hang it on the wall. This is not really ever going to be used again by me. I might try to get one squirrel with it, maybe just for the heck of it. Probably not. This is probably going on the wall because it just simply isn't working for me. If you all know of a way that I could get it to work, maybe somewhere that I could get a replacement lock that would fit this, please let me know. I may give that a try. Like I say, I do not know who made this, and I don't know from how old it even is. So today what we're going to do, I'm going to show you one proof of concept here, and then we'll actually go out and shoot it a time or two. What I've found is that I can take a match, break it about in half, and I'm going to open this so that I have more room to work. I've got a hunk of lead in here. This is an actual flint holder. And then I've got some cardboard in there to space things out. So what I'm doing is, let me pull that out. I'm sliding the match all the way back in here to where it's just barely sticking out. Sliding that into the lead spacer, getting it roughly centered, and I actually want that back just a little further. Okay, now let's see if we can get that into the jaws. I actually want this match head almost all the way back against the jaws of the cock. So let me try something a little different here. I think I need to shorten my match just a little bit. There we go, and maybe shorten my paper strip as well. This is just kind of a spacer so that I can get it all the way tightened and not squish too much of that lead out. Let's try that. That looks like it might work pretty well. And I will tighten that screw down. Okay, that's about as far as it'll go, and that match is still kind of loose in there, but as you're going to see in a second here, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is how it's been looking so far. Did you see that? I'm thinking I can get that to get flame onto the charge in the pan and get an ignition. Let's get it hooked back up with another match and actually load the thing up. Well, we'll load it first. Get everything out of the barrel there. I'm going to try to use these patches, but in my previous attempts, I couldn't actually use the patch. Well, we'll just get everything opened out and set up. I'm going to go with a 30 grain charge of black powder, which I've got. You're not going to be able to see the numbers, but I've got it out on my scale here. So let's just put some of this 3F powder out on a piece of paper. And I'm going to crimp the end of this so I get a little bit of a spout. I don't know how well you're going to see this on camera. And that was about right. I'm not going to be too precise with it. I'll dump the rest of that back in our can. Close it up. And we will dump it down the bore. Okay. Get out a round ball. These are 440 diameter round balls. And we're trying 15 thousandths patches. I may not be able to get them to work, but we'll try. Make sure I've got just one there. Okay. We will try to get this to load, but I may just end up using the bare ball. Let's see if I can use the short starter on it here, and unfortunately my hands are going to be in the way. It looks like it's trying to go in. All right, I'm going to pull this off camera and try to get it seated here. Okay, that actually worked. It went in, so I'm going to push it down with the short starter and then grab my ramrod and get it pushed down there. I'm not going to try to compact it too much. I'm not really worried about that. Let's open this up. You see I've got powder actually coming out into my pan, and that's all right. I'll actually probably use that. That powder that's in the pan there actually came out of my flash hole. I'm going to try to set this down a second and get out my vent pick and just slightly, oh yeah, I don't think we're going to have any trouble getting that ignited. And that's all I'm going to go with as far as the amount of powder in there. Let me close the frizzen to hopefully keep that in there. All right, I will cut another match. About that long, seemed to be right last time. Okay, and as soon as I get this in here, this is going to be hot. Now I'm going to have to open my frizzen to... No, I'm going to have to actually pull this back out again. So this is going to be really unhandy. Make reload super slow because I'm going to have to loosen this. I'm going to have to loosen this screw every time. Pull out my flint holder and get the match situated in there. But it'll be worth it for 1 or 2 shots. Try to get it straight away. And crank it down. Okay, so in the process of doing that, I managed to spill all the powder out. Match seems to be holding, so let me just dump the rest of that, and I will get a little more powder in that flash pan. It's not going to take near that much, but let's just put a little bit in there. And I'm going to put it on the side away from the flash hole. Close it down. We're going to try that. I'm going to try to hold this as level as I can till we get outside and can get set up. And again, this is live, and I should probably not be holding this over the bench, just in case. But let's go set up a target and fire this thing. All right, I have no confidence in the accuracy of this thing, so I've got a pine board set up about 10 feet away. We're just gonna see if we get full penetration on it. Get my earplugs in, because this is gonna be loud. I still got powder in my pan, so let me try to get this to a point of aim and fire it. My match went off, but I didn't ignite the powder. I'm going to leave it sit for a second. Let me replace my match, maybe my match strip here, and we'll try again. All right, I am reset. We're going to try again here. And we got it to fire. Let me go get that target and we'll take a look at it. So I misspoke. I think this is a 3/4 inch pine board, and we punched all the way through it. That was fun enough. Let's reload and do it again. So you can see I've got a heck of a flinch there. But after about 10 shots now, I have found that I cannot quit shooting this stupid little thing. It is insanely fun, even though I am terribly inaccurate with it. Let me show you my target real quick. I've been at about 7 paces, and you can see this board is rather large. It's about 1 foot by 1 foot, something close to that. And I've had a couple shots go right over the top of it. And I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them hit the board at 7 paces. So not too good on the accuracy department, but that is entirely me, because I'm just estimating. This sight isn't even anywhere close to being on. I've actually figured out a way to get it halfway consistent on the firing. I've loosened the frizzen spring tension so that it's just barely there, and that makes it so that it doesn't break off the match head quite as easily when it opens, and it opens it pretty reliably. I'm getting about 4 shots per side on this match face. You can see it's really dirty there, because it burns off and it gets destroyed pretty quickly by that hammer hitting it. Anyway, I think for now I am going to wash this thing up, clean it off, get all of the glue off of the face here, polish it up a little bit, and hang it up for a while. It is possible that I'll bring it out and try to shoot it again at some point, but I think that's going to wrap it up. We have got the thing firing. That was the goal for today, and I can get this video finished and show it to the guy at the gun shop who really wanted to see this thing fire. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.